Welcome back, everyone. This is Not Your Advisor with NYU Grad on Wednesday, FOMC rate cut or not cut decision day, July 31st, end of month as well. Hope you all are doing well today. A lot to cover, but I'm not going to go through all the charts. I have to be completely honest with you. Days like today and the action that we saw really disgust me. Now, I'm over 40 years old. I'm over 45. I went to school in the 90s at NYU for my undergrad. I day traded while cutting class. I lived through the dot-com. I lived through the great financial crisis. I traded through all of it. And something happened like in around that time of the great financial crisis. And we've just become completely captured by the Fed monetary policy. And yes, we'll have some price discovery in between all of these Fed head talks and Fed rate decision meetings, but the majority of the narrative is about the Fed put or the Bernanke put. Now it's the Jerome Powell put. And just this unlimited liquidity that either the Fed and or the Treasury through their spending provides to the market. And, yesterday we had a pretty big sell-off. And again, I'm going to jump into the breadth numbers first, but I'm a little bit pissed off because I want to see natural markets. I want to see natural price discovery. And bear in mind, I booked all my gains yesterday from going short. So I made good coin. And today I waited. I didn't make any trades until right around when Powell started to speak. Because I told you all, I have never seen the markets crash while Jerome Powell is talking somewhere in front of a podium or an audience. I've never seen it. How can that be? Someone must be pressing a button saying, do not let the markets crash while this man talks. And surely enough, as soon as he stops talking, taking questions from the reporters, prices dropped. Well, I almost bottom ticked the VIX today. I went long on VIX calls, and I made a lot of money. I'm probably going to book my gains sometime tomorrow on Thursday or Friday. But I'm still very sullen and a little bit ticked off because there's so much of this manipulation going on. It makes it very hard to trade. And I don't trade every day. I don't put on the trade every day. There are times weeks go by when I don't place a trade. But a lot of that has to do with the lack of price discovery. So let's jump right into this crazy session. So we had 1,152 new highs versus 136 new lows, very bullish. The NASDAQ had 130 new highs versus 49 new lows. 73% of stocks were advancing versus 24% declining. 31% were below their 50-day moving average, and 30% of stocks were below their 200-day moving average. What stuck out to me was the 10-year yield. We are now closing in on that 4% 10-year yield. However, I do want to note that their yield curve inversion is re-inverting or unwinding, which basically is the signal for a recession. At 4:11, there were a lot of earnings that came out. I believe Meta and Qualcomm are up. Lam Research is down as of 4:11 New York time. Things can be very volatile and fluid after hours for earnings. So let's see how those net out. What was strong today? You had, I'm just going to rapid fire. So anything long semiconductors was up because of NVIDIA. Actually, before I go through all of the strong and what was weak, there was nothing weak. NVIDIA pretty much saved the day. There were some private chats going on with premium members on how NVIDIA basically moved like almost $400 billion today in market cap. They were down, NVIDIA was down 7% yesterday on Tuesday, and it basically negated that and now is up 12.8% today. So it saved the market. It saved semiconductors. Microsoft, after the earnings, was still negative. The only Mag 7 that was red, it was down 1.08% today. Apple was up 1.5%. They report on Thursday after the market closes. Google was up 0.75%. Meta was up 2.5% before the market closed. Amazon was up 2.9%, and Tesla was up 4.25%. Taking a quick look at the sectors, I think you can guess what was leading. Technology led the way, up 3.8%. Then basic materials up 1.6%. Consumer cyclical up 1.67%. Utilities up 1.4%. Pretty much everything was green other than real estate because we did not get the Fed rate cut today. Real estate was down 0.4% today. So let's go to what was strong. I'm going to rapid fire. So anything long, semiconductors, as I said, was green. So SOXL is a 3x long semiconductors up 19.2%. NVIDIA up 12.9%. Broadcom up 11.9%. ASML Holdings 8.9%. ARM 8.4%. Qualcomm 8.39%. TeraWulf 8.05%. Lam Research 7.7%. That's before market close. SMH up 7.6%. IREN 7.3%. Harmony Gold 7.05%. SOX up 7.01%. Synopsys 6.1%. SMCI 5.3%. Carvana 4.9%. Light Sweet Crude Oil up 4.9%. HUD 8 4.8%. Dell 4.6%. AMD 4.4%. Tesla 4.25%. Reddit 4.1%. Spotify 4.1%. Pan American Silver 3.8%. I'm not going to go too deep into the threes. I'll leave that there for you to review in the show notes. My dog says hello. So what was weak? Nothing. Natural gas was down like 2%. That was it. So what to watch? So you have earnings after hours. Tomorrow, pre-market, you have Toyota, Shell, Eaton, Cigna Health all report in the morning. And then after the market closes, you have Apple and Amazon and Intel. Pretty big names after hours. What else? For the free members, continue to watch the Mag 7. Continue to watch the Treasury yield. If the 10-year yield gets below 4, that's very bullish for the bulls. We went from 4.7% on the 10-year in April to 4% today. So we've already had a 70 basis point cut. And all Jerome Powell and the Fed have to do is keep talking about it. We're going to cut, we're data dependent, and they haven't cut. But the 10-year yield cut anyway. So continue to watch yields despite whatever Jerome Powell and the Fed team say. I will see you all after the Thursday session. Premium members, please stay on so we could talk a little bit longer. That's my train.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.